Hey everyone, here is my Module 5 video for how would I introduce just school improvement to my school. And I am at Starside Elementary in the DeSoto School District. And to begin just this conversation among my staff, I definitely would include this tweet from Danny Steele, and it says, "Good leaders don't have all the answers and they're not threatened by all the questions." And so I think that is just my biggest focus, is that we're not going to have all the answers and we're going to have to look to each other just for that help and support. And where do we even begin with this conversation, and what do we need to do to get where we want to be, to get our students to where they want to be? And so I think that is one thing to definitely keep in mind, that we can't be threatened by the questions, but just using what we have and working together as a team to really see our students improve. So I would, just start with a conversation. I am new to my school, and so this is kind of difficult because I don't know exactly what every grade level is doing. And so I just want to be the one that would start the conversation. So with that in mind, we do have 5 essential questions for school improvement. So where are we now would be the first one. The second question I want you all to consider is, where do we want to be? Where do we want our students to be? And how are we going to get there? How are we going to get them there? And the fourth question is, how are we going to get where we want to be? And the last one is just at the end of all of that, is definitely reflecting of asking ourselves, are we making a difference? So who are we as a staff? We and a school. We are near the Kansas City area. So we are a Title I school with about 475 students. And here are just some of our demographics information. We are 47% female and 52% male. And we do have 62% white, and we do have a high Hispanic population with 30%. And then you can take a look at our non-economically disadvantaged and then our disadvantaged with 45%, 45% and 54%. So keeping in mind, there are things just in our town and the students that we do have at our school that are going to impact their education, and just remembering that as teachers, we do have to take into consideration trauma that students have and just thinking of the whole child. And so keeping in mind the social emotional learning as well as academic. So where are we now? Hopefully you can see this graph. Just where are we now in math? I wanted to show the level 1 through level 4 where we are at our school. So here is the 2018 and 2019, the most recent information that we have from our state assessments. So right now we are with level 1, we have 12.5%, and then level 2 students scoring in math at 47. And over the last, looking back at 2016, we had 13% at level 1 and 41 at level 2. So those numbers are similar. They have kind of increased a little bit. And for the level 3 and 4, since 2016, we had level 3, 32%. So that is lower. We did have 26% now this year. And level 4, we had 12%. And we're resting at 13.9% with level 4. So I just would want to have a conversation of, where are we now in math? How did the students get there? Because this is 3rd through, I think, 5th grade percentage. So that's something to also keep in mind as we start that conversation of where our students are in math. And then here is the reading data. And so we would look at this together and just analyze this information. How did our students get there? And even break down these percentages to grade level and then you can even see students as well, which I'll show you on the next slide. But since 2016, in 2016, we had 15.1% at level 1 and 32.3 at level 2. And right now we have 20.6 at level 1 and 32 at level 2. So those numbers have increased since 2016. So that is something that I just noticed more so in math, that the numbers are, it looks even a little bit decreasing. So I would just want to figure out why that's happening, and because teachers have been there longer than I have, and so they know the curriculum that they have been doing, and they've seen, is it effective, is it not? And so that's something that I don't have a lot of background knowledge on. So I would want to lean on my principal and also other staff members. So one thing that we started last year at my school is we take the FastBridge assessment. And so that is reading and math. And in kindergarten and first grade, they're only doing one part of the assessment. So they're doing reading, I think. I need to specify, I'll have to ask if that is for sure. But so my second graders, we just did reading and math this year. And so I just wanted to show one data report from reading. This data shows my students. And so one thing I don't have access to is I don't have the whole school. And that's something that I would want to look into for our school, of seeing what does the data show from FastBridge for reading and math. And what's so cool about the FastBridge data is you can break it down by class, by grade level, even by student. And then they even show you where exactly the students are falling more, and we're creating those gaps. And so I think this would be a great resource to look more into. And it is newer to our school. And so we're just getting started of using FastBridge and trying to figure out that data and what it means. So this is another great resource that we would use to guide our conversation of where are we now, and then that would lead us to where do we want to be and how are we going to get there. So where do we want to be as a school? Here's our vision and mission below, and our goal to achieve this vision, to maximize each student's potential, and is that Starside students and teachers will work together to set individual benchmark reading goals and graph progress. So I think a big part of where we want to be is you really having this be effective for all students. And how are we going to get there? Here's our action plan that we at Starside have, and down below are the strategies. So I'm not certain if they used this last year as well, but I just want to talk to the teachers about, are all classes doing this? How is this action plan? Is it effective? What is the information, the progress monitoring showing with our students? Are they improving? Are they learning, continuing that improvement? And the next one is, how are we going to get there? So some things that I just want to do to start this conversation is identify the causes of our gaps and the data analysis to better understand where we are, where our students are, and eliminate those gaps. So I think that's just the first step. And then, of course, having effective data analysis and continuous improvement. So just changing our mindset as a school, and then action plan with goals. We already do have an action plan. Some things that I just wanted to add to really use the Kansas standards to guide our instruction, making sure that that's happening school-wide in every classroom, and making sure that we are being accountable with our progress monitoring, and then even having the data dialogues with our team would be so impactful, I think. And we are a Title I school, and so we have a ton of reading specialists and math specialists, so using those to our advantage, and how can they help us in our classroom, and then continuing that dialogue vertically with the grade levels above us and below us. And after seeing all of this, just asking ourselves, what development do we need professionally in order for us to eliminate the gaps and know exactly where we are going to go and how we're going to get there. And the last thing is just, and what we're doing, is it making a difference? And I think that's kind of can be hard to ask ourselves as we do reflect as educators. But I think if we as teachers are getting all of our students and we're maximizing their learning in the classroom, that they're going to show that progress, and just making sure that we continue to look back and see where the child came from and seeing that progress is very important. And our assessment piece is just showing that we are continually improving, as well as continuing to look at that data analysis as a school, as a grade level, and in a classroom. So I just wanted to leave us with the tweet that I started with, that good leaders don't have all the answers, and we're not going to have all the answers. I think this is just a conversation to get started in our school, and that it is going to be a continual work in progress, and to not be threatened by the data, not be threatened by all the questions, because it can be overwhelming, and to just think about baby steps. What can we do to continue to see the improvement that we want among our students and that they deserve? So yeah, thanks for listening. And again, I don't have all the answers, and so being new to a school, you do have to rely on others, and that is one thing that I think this project has shown me, that I don't know everything. And so just having this knowledge, that is kind of just the foundation. So that's one thing I'm excited for.